Gather around the table once again for another session of Dungeons and Drakfus, and today we're going to be taking on the next dungeon in the set for the Wrath of the Lich King. First of all, happy Monday, everybody, but let's go ahead and step into Azjol-Nerub. So we're actually going to be helping the rebel Nerubians try to survive as we step into their kingdom, the kingdom of Azjol-Nerub. And for that, let's go ahead and get things started. We'll go ahead and do the lore in here. Unfortunately, out in the main world, there's always an active event going on, and I'm worried that that's going to drown me out. So first of all, let's go ahead and do the lore for Azjol-Nerub, and then we will talk to Reclaimer Azak for the quests here. So let's go ahead and bring this up. Here we go. Azjol-Nerub was an empire of great strength when the Lich King arrived in Northrend. Despite ferocious resistance, however, Scourge forces managed to overtake the subterranean kingdom and slaughter its inhabitants. The Nerubians, scarred by years of war and abandonment, and slaughter its inhabitants, the Nerubians. Scarred by years of war and abandonment, this vast domain is now occupied on two fronts. Okay, so basically there are living Nerubians, and then there's also Scourge Nerubians, which are undead. So let's go ahead and talk to Reclaimer Azak and see what he wants us to do here. I envy you in a way, little blood elf. You are so fortunate as to bear witness to the first steps of the rebirth of the mighty empire of Azjol-Nerub. So he has three quests. Death to the traitor king. Anub'arak, the traitor king, makes his home in the once proud kingdom of Azjol-Nerub. He has twisted and perverted our homeland into the wretched squalor it is today. He rules over an army of undead Nerubians who have pledged themselves to serving the Lich King. Bring an end to his reign. So we need to take care of Anub'arak, who is a popular character in WoW lore. So in the description below, if there is one, I don't think there is, we'll go ahead and put the story for Anub'arak, so you guys can check that out. And then don't forget the eggs. Throughout Azjol-Nerub, the Scourge...
Be ready.
Throughout Azjol-Nerub, the Scourge Nerubians carefully nurture eggs that will soon hatch, providing them Nerubian young to slaughter and raise. The eggs have been tainted with foul magics. Our only recourse is to dispose of them. So, dispose of 6 eggs. And then the Gatewatcher's Talisman. Krikthir, guardian of the gates to Azjol-Nerub, was not a traitor. He fell in the War of the Spider, defending our home from the Scourge. As per his station, he was in possession of the key to the hidden empire. I'd like you to retrieve it so it may be returned to its people. Okay, let's go ahead and get things started with the first little bit. This is actually one of the shorter dungeons of Wrath of the Lich King, but also one of the cooler ones in my opinion. This actually was prototype stuff for a Azjol-Nerub underground zone. Which eventually became Deepholm, but for the Nerubian parts, it actually got scrapped into 2 dungeons. One being Azjol-Nerub, the other one being what we're going to be taking on tomorrow. Let's go ahead and do this proper. Oh, but we have some eggs to take care of, so let's go ahead and destroy them. Okay, that's 3. As you can see, there are waves of Nerubians just waiting to slaughter us. So let's go ahead and not keep them waiting any longer. Let's go ahead and grab Watcher Silthic and bring his wave over. And because I'm just looking to create problems, there we go. Let's just bring over all the Watchers for Krikthir the Gatewatcher. And there we go. So let's go ahead and look into the lore of Krikthir. Krikthir the Gatewatcher. The gates of Azjol-Nerub stood unchallenged for centuries until the arrival of the Lich King. In mockery of Krikthir's inability to protect his home, the Nerubian was raised into undeath and forced to protect the very gates he failed to guard successfully in life. And actually, this is supposed to be kind of a Nerubian caster model. This is something that hasn't been done until the Wrath of the Lich King expansion. It's still pretty awesome to look at whenever you see them. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. There we go. That's... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the auto loot, because again, I don't want to be... There we go. Now, this part is actually a little bit more complicated because it's a race. I obviously will be able to make it work properly, but once you get this thing started, it's a race to the end. And you can either wait for the boss to come here, or you can go to the boss yourself. So let's go ahead and talk to this Anub'arak Crusher. Or not talk, but talk with our fists. Ah, Hadronox is coming. And so you can actually take care of the trash, or you can move down to where Hadronox is. We're going to move down to where Hadronox is, because obviously it's a little bit quicker to do it that way. But I remember back in Heroic, it was really hard to do this, because this was part of the achievement. Oh, that's a big spider. So this is Hadronox. We're going to go ahead and kill off all these guys, because he actually gets healed by the poison. And yay, we got an achievement, Hadronox denied, which is basically if you meet him down here or complete the event within a certain amount of time. We're not going to care too much, but... Ooh, Essence of Gosper, that was actually a really cool tank trinket tab at the time. So, I believe that's all of the Nerubians. Yeah, all I got to do is just come down here. Let's go ahead and go over the lore of Hadronox before we go any further. During the fall of Azjol-Nerub, Nerubian viziers released a single spider that would one day grow to challenge the unyielding forces of the Lich King. Hadronox was instilled with a desire to avenge the fallen and reclaim its home from any that dare threaten it. Alright, now let's go deeper into the kingdom. By just go ahead and jump on down. Oh no! We're going down the Passage of Lost Fiends. This is where a lot of the assets were. And there you go. So now we're in the Brood Pit. And believe it or not, we're actually at the end. This is not that long an instance, but what makes it long is the fact that it's kind of a gauntlet from start to finish, especially if you want to get the achievements for it. Because remember, in Wrath of the Lich King is when achievements were actually put into the game. Okay, so we have some Anub'arak Prime Guards, but you can already see Anub'arak himself down there. So he is a a Crypt Lord. That's one of the bonus units you got from Warcraft 3, The Frozen Throne, and he was very loyal to the Lich King. So much so that he was brought back later in the expansion too. And also into games like Heroes of the Storm. You can play as Anub'arak in that game. So let's go ahead and go into the lore before we go ahead and take on Anub'arak. The fates of Azjol-Nerub and Anub'arak have been long intertwined. In life, he was the Empire's king. In death, he was its conqueror. Charged by the Lich King to protect his old empire once more, the traitor king stands vigilant against any that threaten his kingdom. Okay, let's take on Anub'arak. Hi, buddy. So this is basically how the fight goes. You get him to a certain percentage, then he locks things off and basically tries to get his brethren to kill you. All the while, since he is burrowed, which is something a Crypt Lord could do, he will try and impale you from below. We just have to be careful about that. Oh, looky, looky. So you can see his blades right there. Oh, that would have been nasty if I'd been hit by it. All you have to do is just kill a certain amount of adds before he comes back up. Thankfully, it's not that hard to do. There we go. That should be enough. At least I think so. Oh, come on, Anub'arak. Come on and face your destiny. Face your destiny, Anub'arak. This is what can make it harder, longer and harder. Okay, boom! I am done with this bullcrap. So we'll have to go through one more phase, but that'll be fine. As soon as he comes back up, he will die. Well, let's just wait for everybody to gather up. Whee! Let's kill them all at once. And now we need to wait for a wave of Venomancers, I believe. And the Venomancers, I remember in Heroic, were nasty. The tanks had to immediately grab them and start interrupting them, because they would do some nasty, nasty damage. See, there they are. Get some poison bolts out there. Okay, that's our 2 Venomancers. Is that going to be enough? Nope. We're still getting in the next round. We're gonna have another round after this? I don't think so. Come on. Come on, Anub'arak. There we go. Boom! Let's go ahead and grab our stuff. Cool. We got a wand out of it. Oh, I don't care. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get out of this area. Thankfully, the Nerubians, the live Nerubians, have reclaimed this area, so we don't necessarily need to worry about that. But, really quick, let's go ahead and get out of here. I'm not sure if we can actually turn in our quests up here, but no. So this is basically the back door out of the instance. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk out, and then we're going to come right back in to turn in all of our quests. Yay, because we're awesome. So we killed Krikthir, we killed Anub'arak, and we also took care of the eggs. So this is definitely something that has to be done. Oh, that's right. It puts me back down at the bottom. Dang it. Okay, so give me a second while I make my way back up. I believe it's right here. Yes, so go back into an Azjol-Nerub. Thankfully, when I walk out, it's not going to put me right back down at the bottom of the pit of Narjun, but it's just frustrating. Here we go. So let's go ahead and turn all of this in with Gatekeeper Oz, who's supposed to be here, but isn't. Oh, where are you, dude? Okay, we tracked him down. He actually just shows up after you've taken care of Anub'arak. He just reclaims the chamber for himself. So let's go ahead and turn all of these with Reclaimer Azak. Okay, so Death of the Traitor King.
It is done, monk. Has the traitor king finally met his end?
Yes! A fierce glow emanates from all of Azak's eyes as he stares at the husk.
It is done. Your name shall be recorded in the extensive history of our people, Blood Elf.
Oh, thank you. So second quest is don't forget their eggs.
Do not worry, Blood Elf. The eggs they found were but a fraction of our hidden stores within Azjol-Nerub. Our mighty kingdom shall be reborn.
Okay, the Gatewatcher's Talisman.
Has Krikthir's spirit been released from the curse of undeath? What of the talisman?
Here it is.
Just as I suspected. Most of the Empire has remained closed off since Krikthir's final stand. Perhaps my people have already secured the depths and merely await release. Perhaps the faceless ones fester behind those closed doors. Only time will tell. The exposed upper reaches of Azjol-Nerub must first be cleansed of Arthas's taint.
Alright, so that's all the quests, and that's going to go ahead and do it for Azjol-Nerub. When we come back tomorrow, we'll take on the second Nerubian instance, which is Ankhet, the Old Kingdom. We'll see you guys then.